Every year, some expat expert posts a cost of living video, the new number for the Philippines, and every year the comment section proves they're all guessing. One guy says 600 is plenty. Next video, a different guy says 1600 is the floor. Both mean it, but both can't be right. So which one is actually you? Here's what the brochures won't tell you. They're both right. They're just answering different questions without knowing it. Get the wrong answer and you'll be broke and bitter in a province that was supposed to be your peace. By the end of this video, I'm giving you the questions that tell you your number, not mine, not some guy in the comments. We're walking through 3 budgets in 2026. We're going with 500, 1,000, 1,500, that's about 31,000 pesos, 62,000 pesos, and 93,000 pesos a month. What each one actually buys you, what it costs you, and who it's really for. All right, let's start at the floor. 500 a month, about 31,000 pesos. Now, before you get excited, here's what 500 actually is in the Philippines in 2026. Not the brochure version, the boots on the ground version. You're looking at a provincial studio. Concrete walls, a fan that works most of the time, a bathroom you're not showing off to anyone. Let's say in Samar, that room's going to run you somewhere in the neighborhood of 9,000 to 12,000 pesos a month. That's about 150 to 200 bucks, if you can find one that cheap. Rice and market vegetables on about 60 to 120 pesos a day. A trike ride when you absolutely need it, 20 to 50 pesos at a time. Electric and water, you budget for every single month, and I'll tell you right now, the electric here is not cheap because the grid out in the province, well, it is what it is. Is 500 doable? Yeah. People live on it. Filipinos raise whole families on numbers that would make an American budget spreadsheet panic. Here's the part nobody says out loud. There is no margin in that number. Zero margin. One medical visit, one emergency trip back to the city, 1 month where the aircon breaks, and that budget is gone. That's right, gone. You're not living on $500, you're surviving on it, and there's a difference. You know what actually breaks people on this tier? It's not the money, it's the isolation. You've moved halfway around the world to save money, and then you sit alone in a concrete box wondering what you actually came here for. Look, I want to be clear. I'm not telling you 500 can't work. I'm telling you 500 works for a very specific kind of guy. And there's guys that are doing it. The guy who's genuinely fine with a simple life, who doesn't need the restaurant scene, who isn't here to impress anybody. If that's genuinely you, not the version that you want to be impressed by the idea of it, but really you, then 500 bucks can work. If that's not you, that's fine. That's what the rest of the video is for. Because the tier that breaks people isn't the low one, and we're about to find out why. Oh, and also be sure to slap a like on this video so YouTube can get it in front of guys that also could use this type of info. If we could get 500 likes on this one, some lucky viewer is going to win a prize package estimated at well under $10,000. Now, let's talk about the number most of you are actually planning on, $1,000 a month, about 62,000 pesos. And this is where the conversation gets honest, because 1,000 means something completely different depending on whether you're single or you've got a wife and a house and a family to run like I do here in Samar. For a single guy, $1,000 is comfortable. A proper house, you're looking at 18,500 to 25,000 pesos a month. That's $300 to $400 for a decent place outside the big cities with a real kitchen and a fridge that stays on. This is kind of like the comfortable tier. Money for the gym, for eating out a couple of times, for the occasional weekend away. In most of the country, a single guy can live genuinely well on $1,000 a month. But here's the variable the budget never lists, okay? Entertainment. And I don't mean drinking, I mean activity. What do you do with your time in a place that it's not your country? You know, single guys burn through the entertainment line faster than any other. They come here, they meet people, they get out, they get comfortable, and suddenly that comfortable 1,000 is a tight 1,000. The number didn't change. The lifestyle did. Married guy, different story. Your money goes to the house, the kids' school, the food for the family. Yes, less left over for you, but there's less you time to spend it on. If you follow me. The grocery bill is real, so is the school year. Look, the $1,000 tier is where lifestyle creep lives. It's not the number that gets you. It's the fact that nobody tells you what your number actually has to cover until you're already here and the month is longer than the money. So before you lock in 1,000, answer this. Are you budgeting for the life you want or the life you think you should want? Because, of course, those are two different budgets. And then there's 1,500, the comfort zone, about 93,000 pesos. At 1,500, yeah, you're living, not surviving, living. A bigger house, nicer house in a better area. You got city services, real healthcare access, not just the local clinic and some hope. A buffer. That beautiful word that means the aircon breaking is an inconvenience and not a crisis. On this tier, you're looking at 31,000 pesos to 37,000 pesos a month. That's $500 to $600 for a genuinely comfortable home, money for the regular eating out, a regular healthcare plan, and enough left over to handle the unexpected without panic. For the guy retiring in his 60s, this is kind of the sweet spot. It's the number where you stop counting pesos and start actually enjoying the country you moved to. But here's the turn that nobody's budget is honest about. Even at $1,500, money does not fix isolation. You could have the nicest house on the street and still feel completely alone. I've seen guys on this tier comfortable, safe, financially fine, and miserable. Not because they're broke, because they moved here and never actually built a life. Look, the Philippines doesn't upgrade you. Like I say, and I've said it before, it amplifies you. If you're solid, it amplifies that. If you're empty, yeah, it amplifies that too. And no budget in the world fixes an empty life. So 1,500 gets you comfort. It doesn't get you peace. That part's on you. And that's what the hidden costs are all about. Because here's what no budget spreadsheet ever lists. The costs that don't have a peso sign on them. Number 1, mental readiness. Nobody talks about what it does to you when you land in a country where you don't speak the language, you don't know the rules, and nobody's coming to help you figure it out. The first 6 months here, you're not retiring, you're surviving the transition, and that's a different animal. Number 2, isolation. And I don't mean the first week, I mean month 8, when the novelty's gone, the family's 1,000 miles away, and the same 4 walls are the same 4 walls. I've seen guys handle the money fine and lose their minds regardless. Now, number 3, and this one's sneaky, emotional failure. Guys move here to escape something, and they think the Philippines is going to fix it. You got to be honest with yourself. You know, it won't. You bring yourself with you, and the Philippines will hand it right back. And when the escape doesn't work, what do people do? Well, they overspend. They cope. The 1,500 budget becomes 2,000 real fast because spending feels like progress even when it's just filling a hole. Look, this isn't a money problem. It's a person problem. And no budget in the world fixes a personal problem. So that's the 3 tiers. Here's the part nobody gives you for free: how to actually build your own. Step 1, write down your fixed costs first. Rent, electric, water, internet, healthcare, the non-negotiables. This is the floor your life actually sits on. And most guys get this wrong because they start with what they want to spend, not what their life requires. Step 2, you got to be brutally honest about the variable line. I mean honest. The guy who says, I only need 300 pesos for food, but eats out 5 nights a week, is budgeting for a fantasy. Budget for the real you, not the disciplined version of you that exists on vacation. Step 3, build the buffer into the number before you move, not after. And then add 10 to 20% on top of whatever your spreadsheet says, because the spreadsheet has never met a province's electric bill. Just trust me on that. Step 4, test it. Before you uproot your whole life, come here for a month, a real month, not a resort week. Live on your target number. If you can't stay under it when the pressure's on, it's not your number. Go back to the drawing board. Because here's the thing nobody tells you. The number that works isn't the number that sounds good in a YouTube comment. And it's the number that survives a bad month. And every one of us has a bad month. So here's where I land, and I mean this one from the gut. The Philippines doesn't upgrade you. I've said it before, again, it amplifies you. If you're bringing discipline, health, and a clear head, this country is going to rock and amplify that into the best years of your life. I've lived it right here on the island of Samar. But if you're bringing a hole, you're trying to fill a number you're running from, a fantasy you're refusing to drop, the Philippines is going to amplify that also. Not to punish you, just because, hey, that's how life works. So the question this whole video comes down to isn't how much does it cost. It's what are you actually bringing? Because the budget that works for you, not the guy in the comments, not the guy in the brochure, is the one that matches your expectations, your health, and your discipline. Not bad reality, just reality. So I want to hear from you. Drop one word in the comments, whatever tier. Just the number you're actually planning on. 500, 1,000, 1,500, or if you're honest, just of course say unsure, because I read every single one of them, and there's a whole community of guys in here doing the real math, not the fantasy math. And if you're serious about making this work, always feel free to reach out. And my 10 non-negotiable rules for expats could save you from some expensive mistakes. The link for that is in the description. There's no charge. That's the kind of intel you won't get from the brochure version. We're going to see you in the next one. Be excellent to each other. And remember, this was never about the Philippines. It's how you arrive when you get here. Check out these videos here. I think you like them. Oh, I know you'll like them. And we'll see you in the next one. Have an excellent one.